Right, mission today, catch feeder snapper, possibly get a live bait, drift around, maybe there's a kingy around, just keep an eye on the birds, chase some workups possibly.
Got the little slip on the lip noob just popped out. You know, that's not bad, eh?
Nah, not bad. Oh, I got a small fish, but it's hooked in the arse. So just a bit of tip when you're soft baiting, after you've cast, most important thing, just keep in contact with the lure. So you'll probably see, I hope you can see on the GoPro, the line's pretty tight now, and you can kind of tell that it's sinking, and then you'll see it all of a sudden go slack once it's hit the bottom. Right there, so it just hit the bottom, it's got a big bow in it, it's gone slack. So what I'm going to do, I'll take up the slack and just make sure that nothing's eaten it already, give it a couple of twitches, reel down, and then do the same thing again, just waiting for it to hit the bottom. There we go, around the bottom now. Give it a few more twitches, same thing again. Just keeping in contact with that lure so that if anything grabs it, you can feel. Right, so couldn't catch a live bait big enough, which is a bit of an issue, but I've decided to go and scrap that mission and just carry on trying to get snapper. Been getting a couple of small ones. My mate got a John Dory just now, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, putting the sabiki away, switching over to this orange glow bite Kabura, a 60 gram. I'm catching lots of fish on it lately. It's pretty sweet how it like lights up in the water. So yeah, pretty much just going to let that dangle while I'm drifting around, and then just throw the soft bait around in the meantime. There we go. Hooked up to a slightly better fish. That's a nice eating size. That was on the Z-Man 4-inch paddler in pinfish. Fish on, doubled up. Pretty small fish though.
Same size.
Nah, mine's pretty small. I managed to hook him in the eye. Yeah, feels alright. Little panny.
Legal.
Yeah, well legal. Probably like 33, 34. I just got a bite while I was reeling in the jig. Hooked up. Yeah, it's pretty slow.
You're saying you're using something more silver to shoot color?
Yeah, it's like it's almost like that shiner color, but it's got like little silver and blue flakes in it.
I think I've got those. But I haven't had anything now. That's a nice one.
Hooked up to a solid fish. You! Yeah, it was bouncing along the bottom. If it is, it's a bus of a snapper. Just hope I don't lose it now. Got a decent amount of drag on it and it was just peeling line. Oh, it feels so heavy. Oh, good fish. Yo, that's a heavy fish.
Probably the biggest one so far today, right?
I hope so. Big head shakes. You. I was literally just dragging along the bottom. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Oh. Yep. He's hooked pretty well too. Right in the corner of the mouth. Yeah. Oh, he's shitting everywhere.
That's probably a nice 50.
Yeah. That's the fish I was looking for. That's not a bad eating size. Oh, I reckon again it's just dived on my live bait. Didn't get him though. Just some more soft baiting tips. Now that the wind's picked up a little bit, I'm drifting pretty quick. So I've sort of set myself up so that I'm drifting almost perpendicular to the wind. So the wind is pretty much hitting me right on my right hand side and I'm drifting that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast at about a 45-degree angle and then I'm going to fish sort of in front of me the whole time. You know, this is what I found works best for me because I can be in contact with the lure at all times. I'm not like fishing out the side or out that side, dragging along the bottom. I'm just sort of lifting it up, letting it fall, lifting it up, letting it fall, and it's working its way all the way in front of me like that. So around about there, giving it a little bit of line, not too much, just waiting for it to hit that bottom. It gets a bit harder to tell when it's on the bottom, when you're drifting pretty fast. So if you just, you know, reel up the slack pretty often, you should see that bow in your line. There you go. Just sort of do that and then you're on the bottom. And just give it a couple of twitches, reel up the slack. Oh, there you go, just missed one fish. I'm back on the bottom now. Hooked up on the jig. Little panny. He can go back. Hooked up on the jig again. Just a small one. Hooked up to a slightly better fish. Get that other line in. So how's this? I've just discovered that my my live kahawai that I thought was swimming out there somewhere is hiding underneath my kayak. So if I'm reeling in all this slack, here's my live bait just chilling under the kayak, trying to escape hungry kingfish probably. We'll let him out again. Hopefully he doesn't hang around the kayak too much. So I've ditched the live bait. Came across a massive school of pilchards this morning, and I reckon that's pretty much what fish are zoned in on. So instead of a livey, I'm trawling a Nomad DTX minnow. I think the 85 size. It's pretty small, but you know, so is a pilchard. And yeah, it's in pilchard color too. It's got nice big black dots on the side. So hopefully, if there's a big snapper lurking around, or a trevally or something, even a king, you might eat a little small lure like that. So we'll see. Yeah. Hooked up. Just landed one gurnard. Feels like I've got another one. This one feels pretty good. Oh no, snapper. Yeah, it's not a bad one. Hooked up on the jig. Yep. Just on my way back in, I've had to come right inshore, hug the coastline because the wind picked up. It's pretty bad. But I got about 5 snapper in the bin and a gurnard, so all is good in the hood today.